So the other piece is the shareability and the portability of this stuff. And you and I talk about this a lot, that we build all of these cool things. And because at the end of the day, a workflow is essentially JSON, the ability to download it and share it in a frictionless environment is incredibly powerful. Think about if you, being the dev, had developed a cool app that does X, Y, and Z as far as like lead enrichment or whatever. And yeah, you might be able to give your buddy Kevin a login or something to it. But if you wanted to give it to me in a way that I was going to deploy it, all of a sudden I'm going to be spinning up Vercel and I'm going to be like trying to figure out how to host this thing. And I'm just going to throw up my hands. But it's literally click, click, click simple to take somebody else's workflow and upload it into N8N. And then, yeah, you have to connect the endpoints because they had it connected to their email and you need it connected to your email. They had it connected to Salesforce and you need it connected to HubSpot. So there's some sort of adapting that you have to do around the edge. But this is going to be a giant unlock, particularly in the SMB community, where founders and leaders are going to be like, "Hey, yeah, cool. I knocked together this fun little thing. It solved a bunch of my problems. Here you go, bud," and off you go to the races. Because I'm not really in the SaaS game. That's not the thing that I'm too interested in. I'm interested in solving problems, and the sorts of stuff that both of us have sort of built casually in the last couple of months or 3-4 months, and we'll describe some of that going forward. These would have been full-fledged SaaS companies just a few years ago. And we're like, meh, why would I do that? Selling SaaS is really hard. And since this wasn't very hard for me to build, why on earth would I invest all the time and dollars into trying to build some sort of brand around this thing? And that might be wrong. And there are plenty of people out there that are taking these workflows and they're putting a fancy logo on them and they're getting out there because they have some sort of a distribution channel, and they're gonna get $50 a month for 6 months until like people realize, oh wow, you could have just downloaded the JSON.
I would say probably 90% of the 20-something kids that you see on TikTok and Instagram who are the new AI experts, who have the clickbait thumbnail on their video that says, here's how you can make $1 million using AI starting your own business this year. I'd say 90% of it is basically this thought of reselling N8N workflows that they didn't build to begin with, that they probably just got on the internet as a JSON file that they imported in, and then are trying to resell them as a business. I don't think that business model really works. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe we're in the wrong business, Kevin.
Well, I mean, you could say the same about websites. Circa 2001 to 2025. Like, there are a lot of people out there that make a very solid living. In fact, you at various times have made a very solid living off of doing this, which is configuring and customizing essentially a website. There are parts of that you're going to have to hard code, and there are parts of it that you're going to be using like off-the-shelf sort of WYSIWYG software. So I don't begrudge this at all, and frankly, I think it's a huge opportunity.
Service versus product, though, right?
Yeah, service versus product. That you're
like reselling prompts or JSON files for N8N workflows versus I'm going to help you solve this problem, and these are the tools I'm going to use. Very different. I think a lot of the TikTok stars that are AI experts, a little more of the latter, a little more of the, trying to resell basic stuff without a fundamental knowledge of it. But who knows? Who knows?
There are also rights issues and commons issues and like all of these things that are surrounding it. But hustlers are going to hustle.
Yeah,
that's the way of it. And as a result, in their wake, people are creating just amazing things that are just out there, and you can grab them. You need some sort of a vector RAG system that's ingesting documents. Okay, click, 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 find 10 of them, find one that's going to work for you and adapt it to your purposes. Like this, it's a remarkable era of being able to just cycle skip and get the right pieces.